Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is DJ Farside TV, letting y'all know what's up. You might have to check me out here. We outside today. Do a little quick video on this Young Thug situation. You don't know me, get to know me, man. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? It's a good time, good videos, and we back after it's been a long time. So, let's get into it, bro. So basically, as you all may or may not know, Young Thug is dropping his album this Friday. SCUTI. September 26th. Yeah, something like that. September 26th, this Friday, SCUTI. Don't know what SCUTI is. That's the biggest star in our celestial environment out there, the biggest star out there, the shiniest, biggest, whatever. That's what he thinks he is, or feels like he is, whatever. So that's what it is. So Thug has delayed this album for literal months. He dropped Money on Money, I think, back in May. I remember doing a review on it. And it was a good song with Future, but that's it. That's the only single we had gotten at that time. Yeah, that's all we had gotten at that time. We had some follow-up stuff happen afterward, but that was only after some scandals happened with his whole jail call leak situation. And he ended up dropping, like, Closing Arguments, a song which pretty much dissed a lot of people from the YSL camp that allegedly snitched on him. But between that time and everything else, he had his big interview. He was dissing everybody, talking about everybody being a certain way. And he ended up putting out a song called Miss My Dogs, which apologized to those same rappers that he talked about. Others too. Not necessarily everybody. Not Gunna, I don't believe, or Woody, but, all the industry guys like Future and Lil Baby and Quavo and everybody like that, right? Also to his girlfriend, Mariah the Scientist. I don't know if they're together or not. I think she left him, but apologize to her on the same track. Now, if it was me, I would apologize to her on a different track if I just had to do it that way with music. But whatever, it all got lumped up in the same, right? So those are two more songs that got added to this. I guess they're added to the album. We don't know. They're just songs, right? But we don't know if it's on the album or not. I would assume so, but it would be kind of left. If so, I doubt they are on the album, but we shall see. But basically, Young Thug was gonna go ahead and drop it this past Friday. Finally, SCUTI. But Cardi B was dropping her album, Am I the Drama, that same night. And Young Thug, out of respect for Cardi B, decided to withdraw his drop till this Friday. He said that he wanted to be, out of respect for Cardi B, let her shine, and it'd be ladies' night, right? That was his thing. She replied and said, you have a good time too, do your thing for your album next week, all that good stuff. Only problem is when Young Thug drops this Friday, Mariah Carey allegedly is supposed to be dropping, and so is Doja Cat. So is that not ladies' night still, if not more, than when one female dropped? Right. And it doesn't really make sense, right? Well, let me tell you the real reason why Young Thug delayed his album release. Cardi B, man. Cardi B is the X factor here. Cardi B is the biggest artist in the rap game as of right now, outside of Drake and Kendrick. Cardi has risen to pop heights to where she's doing songs with Selena Gomez, etc., etc. She's on the album, and I'm telling you, he would have got outsold and out-talked about by Cardi. Young Thug wants this to be a Young Thug drop to where it's not being affected by nobody else. And if it was Cardi B and him dropping on the same night, Cardi B's album would have definitely eclipsed Young Thug's album in its entirety, honestly. So, business-wise, it was smart. But just to be real, let's just be 100, bro. You didn't want to get out dropped by Cardi B. And it was good for you not to drop it that day, because her album ended up going platinum within a day, within 24 hours, which the fact that everybody I asked heard it already by the next day or two, and that's not really a thing people do as much no more when it comes to our circles as far as listening to music actively. They'll be like, oh, I haven't heard the album yet. They're not on it like that. Everybody was on this Cardi B album. They already heard it. Everybody heard it. They did the reviews, all that, right? So Cardi B definitely did her thing with this album, and it definitely did its numbers, right? So it was that good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cardi B's album was that good. There are several songs on there that I definitely liked, and each song was not a skip, honestly. Um, each one had its own merit for its own individual taste for a person. I personally don't listen to Cardi B consistently, so it's a lot of songs I just wouldn't just play consistently. But I understand why her fans will like those songs, and if that's the case, then you know you got you some good songs. Um, but she had really good features like Summer Walker, Twice, Tyla, Selena Gomez, you know what I'm saying, and more. And even had a Janet Jackson sample on one of them called Principle, which to me, that's my favorite one. Principle is my favorite. Because it reminds me like a nostalgic early 2000s type beat. Some Cameron and them might have did over a old boy sample. Something like that. It was that type of vibe. Or a Nelly deep cut. Or a Ludacris, I'm about to, what's your fantasy type song. Like, it was one of them type vibes. Like, it was definitely early 2000s vibes. But she still cranked it up with Cardi B type flavor and a trap beat behind it. But it was definitely a great song. That one, Killing These, Salute, Trophies, all that. All of it was good. So, good on her. So, it was good that he didn't drop. But what we're wondering is this album actually going to be good? That's the question, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Based on a track record of a lot of artists in his scenario and just in the industry, period, I got my fingers crossed that we get an actual decent album. But I don't think it's gonna be an actual decent album. I think it's gonna be hot garbage. Hopefully, it's not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not negative to where I'm like, man, that's gonna be trash. I ain't even worth listening to. No, I definitely want to listen to it. I'm just realistic because I got my hopes up about so many projects and they end up being flops, you know. But after a while, you're doing it for so long and understanding the game and how people move and how they do their album releases, you like kind of understand where they might be going with stuff to where you kind of have an idea like, oh no, this is actually going to be good this time or it's going to be trash. So based on what's been going on and the lack of real music from his like releases, just these spontaneous emotional releases compared to actual singles, this album is not going to be good. There's nothing to really go off of. Money on Money was probably the best song on there, and everything else was probably just songs he did when he got out. That's it. Some little jingles he might have in his head while he was locked up or whatever in court, but nothing, just not no real deep cuts. Now I will say I do like how transparent he is on these last couple songs he did, these emotional cuts I call them, when he was talking about all the artists that he talked about, the apologies, the disses. He sounds more like a regular person, and that he's actually going in and being more transparent where you can understand what he's saying, and he's taking his time with his flow. So I like that part. I just hope we can get something music-wise different like he is flow-wise. I want to hear something that's going to have me like really appreciating the whole thing, because for somebody like Thug, he should have been did something like that. It shouldn't have been no type of drama to lead up to an album release with him getting out of a really bad Rico situation. It should have been like a fire album, a fire layout, a fire rollout of the album. But we're not getting that. So based on that, I'm feeling like we may be disappointed. So I wouldn't get my hopes up too much. But I would definitely be optimistic enough to say we're going to give it a try. We're going to give Thug a try. We're going to give it a chance and see what he comes up with. So we'll see. Other than that, man, that's all I got. Just want to holler at y'all about that. Let y'all know the album is coming out this Friday. UI SCUTI. Check my page out to see a review on it. And like as soon as it drops, though, like go to my page as soon as it drops, because you'll hear it from me first. That's how we do things. At least that's how we usually do things. That's the plan. We'll see how it go, but yeah, that way. And yeah, let's see where it goes. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy y'all Monday as much as you can, and we out of here. Peace.